Hello, everyone, and good afternoon from Dubai. I hope you are all safe and well. Before we begin, may I please check if my audio is clear and if you can hear me properly?
Yes, I can hear you from here.
Thank you. So, welcome to our 86th live webinar. My name is Triska, and I am delighted to be here with you today, together with the TDCC training team. And we are grateful to have you joining us for another meaningful session. And today's topic is mental health and learning, how emotional well being shapes attention, behavior, and progress. On behalf of TDCC, we would like to thank our 52 advocates from 9 countries who registered for this session. And to everyone joining us live here and on YouTube, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. And please allow me to acknowledge our registrants from Australia, Egypt, India, Kenya, Lebanon, Oman, Philippines, United Kingdom, and UAE. So, wherever you are, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Before we start, let me share a short video about TDCC and our esteemed speaker for today. Thank you.
Welcome to the TDCC Community Live webinar. TDCC stands for the Developing Child Center, located in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, UAE, established in 2012. We have been providing personalized support to over 1,000 children. We have over 80 dedicated and committed experts, and we work closely with parents and schools to ensure no child is left behind. We think different, we teach different. We empower, not limit children. Labels like autism, dyslexia and ADHD are not relevant or perceived as disabilities, difficulties or disorders that limit children's abilities. We believe that brilliance needs difference. The TDCC services are available in English, French and Arabic. The inclusive educational services nurture and support the developmental and educational needs and help empower each child to reach their full potential. Occupational therapy assists children in performing and achieving important learning and developmental skills they need in life. Psychomotor therapy is a healthcare profession that is based on a holistic view of the person and is involved in the treatment of different disorders. Speech and language therapy assists children who have disorders of speech, language, communication, and swallowing. Psychology provides both educational and clinical services, including counseling and parenting. ABA therapy focuses on improving specific behaviors. It is commonly practiced as a therapeutic intervention for individuals with autism. The specialist learning support. We assist in developing the academic and social development of students who need support in all these areas. BrainLinks at TDCC provides targeted brain-based programs designed to strengthen learning, regulation, and overall development through the Aerosmith program, the Neuralink process, and neurofeedback. And we design and host local and international training and workshops for practitioners, parents, caregivers, and educators. Just like this one today. We have a few rules to follow during the webinar. Please remain muted while the speaker is presenting. Please give your full attention to the presentation. We will be sending you the replay so you can review it any time. Please be interactive if the speaker requests your participation. During the question and answer session, we kindly request everyone to type their questions in the chat box and the speaker will address them. Welcome to our 86th TDCC Community Webinar, Mental Health and Learning, How Emotional Well-Being Shapes Attention, Behavior, and Progress. We are honored to welcome back Ada Atown, educational psychologist, as the speaker for this webinar. With over 10 years of professional experience, Ada brings a strong and well-rounded background in supporting children, adolescents, and families across a wide range of emotional, behavioral, and developmental needs. She holds a Master of Science in Community Psychology and is currently a candidate for a Master of Science in Clinical Psychology, reflecting her continued commitment to advancing her expertise in the field. Her academic foundation is further strengthened by a Bachelor of Science in Psychology with a minor in Education. Ada has completed extensive training in psychological assessment and interpretation, with experience in a range of standardized tools used to evaluate children's cognitive, emotional, and behavioral functioning. Her professional development also includes applied behavioral analysis and psychological intervention and crisis support, enhancing her expertise in providing well-rounded, evidence-based care. Her areas of expertise include ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, special educational needs, parent counseling, and children and adolescent counseling. She is also a skilled training provider, equipping parents, teachers, and students with practical strategies to support academic, social, and emotional well-being. With her extensive experience and deep understanding of child development, emotional well-being, and evidence-based support, Ada brings valuable insight to this session on understanding how emotional well-being shapes children's attention, behavior, and learning progress, while offering practical support strategies for parents and educators. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Ada.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Ata. I'm Ata in Arabic. I'm an educational psychologist. As you have seen, I work in TTCC and with a lot of experience working with children and adolescents. And today I'm delightful to talk about mental health and how is mental health affecting children in schools, home, and especially in schools. First of all, I would like to share my screen with you if you allow me. Okay. Let me put it in a slideshow. Okay. And can you see my screen? Please just let me know.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so today we will be talking about mental health and learning. So welcome everyone again, and thank you for joining us as part of our mental health awareness for this month. As you know, May is all about mental health and spreading the awareness about mental health and everything related to it. This is our second session this month. Today we will be focusing on how emotional well-being shapes attention, behavior, and academic progress in general. The duration will be around 60 minutes. If you have any questions, you can keep it till the end, and then we can discuss them together. Okay. What will you gain from this webinar? Let's discuss together. This webinar is part of our mental health awareness. So you will be gaining, promote emotional well-being across schools and family, increase awareness of children's and adolescents' mental health needs, reduce stigma surrounding emotional behavioral difficulties, encourage early identification and intervention, support safe, emotionally responsive learning environments. Okay? And our objectives in this webinar is to understand the connection between emotional well-being and learning, explore how emotions affect attention and behavior, recognize signs of emotional distress in children and adolescents, learn practical strategies to support emotional regulation, understand how schools and family can work together, explore ways to improve academic and emotional outcomes. Okay. Talking about this, the best thing is to start is what is emotional well-being? Is it important? Is it necessary? Is it only for children and adolescents, or it can be also for us and as adults? So if you can see, emotional well-being is a core component of mental health and influences how children think, learn, behave, and interact with others. And it's not only about children, but today we are focusing about them. It's also about us as well, adults. According to the World Health Organization, mental health is not simply the absence of difficulties. It doesn't mean that you don't have problems or difficulties in your life. It's also the ability to function, cope, learn, and contribute meaningfully with life. So emotional well-being refers to a person's ability in different places. Like the one I mentioned here is to understand and manage our emotions. So I'm capable, I can understand it as a child, and I understand these emotions and I can manage them. Cope with stress and challenges. This is part of mental health and well-being. Build healthy relationships, especially at this time. It's these timings right now is a bit hard. It's not easy as our generation. I was just talking about this couple days ago with some teachers, saying like in our generation, if you don't have anything to do in the break, you have to go and talk to other kids or to meet friends or to make friendships. Nowadays, if children, with their devices, especially in Dubai, if not anyone offering to talk with them, they will just sit happily on their devices during the break and spend their time. They are not trying to build these healthy relationships anymore unless we encourage them to do so. Okay, about feeling safe, valued, and connected. Adapt to changes and difficulties. This is very important, and later on we will be talking about resilience and how it helps in this point particularly. Function successfully in daily life. Okay? Why emotional well-being matters? Why does it matter if this child has it or does not? And does it affect the learning or it doesn't? Actually, the science and the studies shows it affects the learning directly. So emotional well-being is not separated from learning, it's part of it. It's because if children are feeling well, and their well-being is fine, they feel safe, they feel connected, they can understand, and they feel also they are understood, emotionally regulated, supported by trusted adult. When these are there, the well-being is affected. The attention, the behavior, the motivation, and academic performance in general are often impacted. Because let's think together about a child sitting at inside the classroom, and all what they are thinking about is I'm not important to my parents, for example. My parents, when I go home, they will not treat me well. They will neglect me. They might hit me. They might beat me. So his brain is busy. So when the brain is busy, I don't think the child can be like fully engaged with the lesson, with the teacher, or what is he learning, because he's right now thinking, and he's finding ways to survive the day, to survive what's about to happen back at home. So definitely the well-being matters, the emotional well-being matters, and it can impact the learning directly. Research foundations. Research in psychology and neuroscience and education consistently demonstrates that emotional well-being directly impact the attention and the concentration, the behavioral regulation, executive functioning, memory and learning, academic achievements, motivation and engagement, and social relationships. Emotional well-being forms the foundation for effective learning and healthy development, as I said before. Students, they will learn the best when they feel emotionally safe and they are supported and connected to us as adults. High level of stress can negatively affect them and affect their attention span, the memory, and can affect also the problem solving and their abilities in general. Positive emotional well-being supports stronger academic performance and classroom engagement because the child is feeling safe inside the classroom. He feels connected with this adult inside the classroom or the adults in his life. Emotionally regulated students or children in general are better able to manage behavior and social interactions with others, with teachers or with classmates. Research in neuroscience shows that emotions directly influence how the brain processes and retains the information from where it stores it. Schools that prioritize well-being often see improvements in motivation, also in attendance, also in their attainment as well, and the students' relationship with each other. So it's all connected. We cannot ignore the fact that it is something important and we need it, and we need our children and our kids to have it. Okay. Let me talk more also about the brain and learning. So when children experience stress or emotional distress, this is what is going to happen in the brain. The brain prioritizes survival over learning. So they are thinking, how I'm going to survive the day? What will I do when I go home? How can I solve this issue or this problem that I'm going through? So they are not fully focused. They are not fully engaged. So when they experience this distress, as I said, the brain is in the survival mode and it's not thinking or focusing on the learning. This affects attention, memory, emotional regulation, and problem solving skills. And the amygdala, it's part of the brain known as the brain's emotional alarm system, becomes more active during stress, leading to stronger emotional reactions. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for the attention, reasoning, and self-control, becomes less effective or less active. Stress also impacts the hippocampus, which plays an important role in memory and learning. This is why emotionally and safe, supportive environments are essential and important for effective learning and healthy brain development, as you can see. Okay, let me talk about stress and the developing brain. You might think if we are going through some stressful times, or when children, when they go through some stressful times, it will not affect their brain and how it's developing. And science and studies shows the opposite, actually, because chronic stress can affect the attention span, the working memory, emotional regulation, behavior control, academic engagement, and motivation. Children who appear unmotivated may actually be emotionally overwhelmed. So when you think this child he doesn't want to do the work, or he doesn't want to participate in class, or he's not motivated, not ambitious. No, actually, we need to look like what is behind this behavior? Why is acting like this? Is there anything that is he stressed, or is there anything that is affecting his learning? Why he's not engaged with us? So we need to look behind this and see how we can help them or help him or support him. And I think once we know what is happening and what is the reason, what is stressing them, or what is affecting their brain to go in that way, things will be improved. Like it will be improved. We can put a plan how to increase the attention span, how to work on the working memory, and how to get the child more engaged in classroom and with the learning. Emotional regulation and attention. Also here, I want to say something like children cannot calm themselves if no one has showed them how. So they learn it from us. They learn their regulation from us as adults, okay? So if they see their parents, they know how to regulate their feelings, and the teacher in the classroom or the LSA, whoever they are dealing with, they are doing it correctly and in the right way, then they will know how to regulate their emotion. And I want you to know very well that emotional regulation is really connected to attention, and it affects the attention. So children who struggle with struggles emotionally may show easily distracted behavior, difficulty to concentrate, frequent daydreaming because they are in another world right now, avoidance of tasks, forgetfulness, slow processing speed. And it's not because they don't want to do the task, but they are busy with what is going inside them right now. This is why they don't want to do the task, or they are avoiding to work, or they cannot concentrate because there is something busy is happening here. They don't know, they cannot deal with their emotions. They don't know how to regulate them correctly. Attention difficulties are not always in ADHD, by the way. Sometimes the brain is emotionally overloaded or overwhelmed with emotions, and the child who is dealing with it is not processing these emotions in the right way. So it's not always about ADHD and attention deficit or hyperactivity or anything, okay? So emotional well-being and behavior, does it affect the behavior? Definitely. As I've always said that, and I will always say it, behavior is a communication. It's a way that children trying to communicate, whether it's with their teachers, friends, at home, they are trying to communicate. Children may communicate distress through aggression, withdrawal, refusal, defiance, excessive talking, clinginess, perfectionism, school refusal, emotional outbursts. We must ask, what is this child trying to communicate, or what are they trying to tell us? I'm a teacher and I see a child sitting quietly for a whole week in the classroom, doing nothing, not engaging with me, not trying to do the assignments or the tasks. I must ask myself, what is he trying to show me? What is he trying to tell me with this behavior? Why is he quiet? Or someone, the opposite, a quiet one, suddenly he's talkative. He's not, he's refusing to do the work. Again, as I said, always behavior is a way to communicate with others. So keep an eye on your children and try to understand what's happening, what's going on. Try to help them, try to support them. Small talks, chit chats here and there in the classroom, showing them that you care, showing them that you can understand what they are going through, might help them, might give them an idea. Oh, it's not that big deal. I can do this, I can do that, I can support myself. Talking to someone about what's making us anxious or angry, it can help us. It's a way to vent out and support them by itself. Understanding behavior through a different lens. Let's look at this together. Instead of asking, why is this child misbehaving? We can ask, what is this child experiencing? Or what skill is missing here? What support is needed here? This shift changes discipline into support and connection. So instead of calling the student officers or calling the parents, telling them he did this, he did that, he was not coping very well today, he's not engaged in the lessons, he's not doing the assignments. First of all, it's always worth it to give it a try. Like, what's going on? You can just go and talk to them, like, what's happening today? I know you better than that. Usually you are you are very engaged. You like this lesson, you like math, you like English. Is there anything I can support you with? Is there anything I can do or help you with? And let them vent. Also, as I said, what skill is missing? Sometimes it's not about also like just experiencing something inside of them. Sometimes they are missing the skill. We see it a lot in friendships. Sometimes it's easy for children to make friends, but they don't know how to maintain this friendship. And when it doesn't work, you can see them sad or withdrawing from the school community or going through rough times alone by themselves. Asking yourself, like, what skill is missing here? It will boost their well-being because you're providing them with a skill they did not have before. And now try this thing with your friend. Did you initiate a conversation today? So you're giving them a skill. It's not about saying, hi, you won't be my friend. Also, it can be about what to do after being friends. So you're giving skills, you're giving information that can help them, and this will affect their well-being and it will affect their mental health positively. Emotional well-being and academic progress. This is something very important I would like to explain, and as you can see, the slide is full. So emotional well-being significantly influences academic performance and educational progress. Students experiencing emotional difficulties often struggle to maintain focus, organize their thoughts, complete assignments, and persist with challenging tasks. Emotional distress can also negatively affect working memory, processing speed, and executive functioning skills, all of which are essential for successful learning. And as we said in the slides before, all of them are connected to each other. We cannot look at a child like only a child, like from an academic perspective only. It doesn't work. It's like a puzzle, putting a puzzle together, having things are going home, like well at home or good with family. No challenges, like let's say no intellectual challenges. Emotionally, they are doing very well. they are feeling good, they are feeling happy, nothing is ruining their emotions right now, they are not going through any distress. And if they are going through any distress, how can we support them? Providing doesn't mean that they are not going to go or they are not going to face any difficulty. Definitely, difficulties is part of our lives, and it teaches us new skills and how to cope and how to learn and how to deal with life when we are adults, right? But still, how this will happen? It will happen by our support, by giving them these strategies, by giving them ideas, information, and this is part of well-being, part of emotional well-being. As you can see, as I said, emotional distress can negatively affect their working memory. The memory is not 100% working, processing speed, it can get slower, executive functioning skills are not in their best. Also, these all components are very important for a successful learning. In many cases, student possesses academic abilities to succeed but are unable to demonstrate their full potentials due to emotional stress or anxiety, low self-esteem, or emotional exhaustion. This highlights the importance of addressing emotional well-being as part of a child's overall education support system. So, as I said, it's all connected. If they are anxious, stressed, or they don't have a good self-esteem, they are not going to be engaged fully. They are not going to be able to show their true abilities. So this is our role to help them and support them in order to have a good educational system. Okay. So there's signs for emotional distress in younger children. There is many signs. It's not only about what I mentioned here, it can be other stuff as well, but these are the main ones. So possible indicators include frequent crying. We see this a lot with little ones, elementary, middle school sometimes. Separation anxiety. This can happen when you are meeting a children, especially KG, elementary, and middle and high, but usually in the little ages, children, not adolescents here, we're talking. They don't want to let go. They want to stay with their parents, or they are expecting their parents to stay with them in school. They want the mom to stay with them. Tantrums, like saying some tantrums, shouting, yelling, melting down on the floor in the classroom. They don't want to talk. They are just throwing tantrums everywhere. Regression as well. Refusing the school also can be part of emotional distress. Sometimes, we can miss it. As sometimes I see it, some parents can miss it, some teachers can miss it. They think, oh, he's not coping well with the school. I don't think he likes this classroom. I don't think he likes the school in general. You need to keep an eye. We're not talking about a child who just started school and feeling anxious because this is his first time trying KG or KG2, or a child coming after 2 months of summer break and crying the first week. No, it's not. This is kind of normal because staying with their parents for a long time and then joining the school again, it can trigger the feelings a little bit. But I'm talking about children that spends 1 week to more than 2 weeks, more than 1 month, crying, refusing to enter the class, refusing the school, throwing tantrums. They don't want to enter, and we still think that, no, I think he doesn't like the school. No, I think in this case, he might be going through emotional distress and he does not know how to regulate these emotions. Maybe seeing the classroom, seeing his mom saying goodbye and leaving is overwhelming him, but he doesn't know how to regulate these feelings and vent them out in the right ways or express them correctly and get the right support from us. Also, physical complaints. This we see it also a lot, like my tummy hurts, I want to go home, I have a headache, and this can be also part of emotional distress. Increased sensitivity and social withdrawal. Increased sensitivity, like they are crying quickly, they are sensitive. If the teacher calls their name, they start crying, or they hide, they are shy, they choose not to speak sometimes. social withdrawal. He's not playing with anyone. He's sitting in the classroom quiet, not engaging with anyone, not trying to talk, not trying to socialize with other children as well. Okay? Signs of emotional distress in adolescents. I like to talk about adolescents because I work with adolescents most of the time, and it is interesting like how they express and deal with their emotions, especially when they are going through emotional distress. You can see mood changes because here sometimes they are very happy and suddenly they are anxious, they're not happy, they are angry, they don't want to talk, they don't want to communicate properly. Irritability, they are irritated. Isolation, closing their room, staying inside. Mommies, daddies, keep an eye. Why are they isolating themselves? I'm not talking about a teen who's isolating himself or herself for a little bit because they needed some privacy or they want to feel that they are ruling the world from their bedroom. No, I'm talking about like something you have noticed that been happening for a long time and you don't know what is the reason behind it. And even at school, like not joining the lessons or hiding in the bathroom or skipping lessons or not talking to others. Academic decline. So you can see that the grades are affected by this. Low motivation. They are not motivated to study or to do anything in school or to learn or engage in the classroom. Changes in friendship. This is a very good one. And I think for teachers, this is very important. And for people who are working in school, you know, a child for, let's say, more than 6 months, and through the year, you see them with specific friends or a friend group, and suddenly you see them with another friend group, people he did not like before, or he wasn't engaging with them before. This is also a red flag, like what is going on here. Excessive screen use, and also this is something we see a lot as a symptom. They are on their mobile devices, laptops all the time, hiding behind their screens, communicating behind the screens, and refusing to face the world or real people. Perfectionism, trying to do everything perfectly in the right way, in the most perfect way. We don't want to miss any grade, getting full marks, doing everything correctly. Also, this can be a symptoms for emotional distress. Anxiety about performance, risk-taking behavior. This is also a huge red flag. Suddenly they are doing risks, they are doing unacceptable behavior, they are trying things that can put them in danger or put others in danger. Teenagers might not always verbalize their emotions, and they sometimes tend to struggle alone, not showing their struggles directly to us as parents or educators. So keep an eye on them, and you know them better, especially if you are dealing with them on daily basis, you are talking to them on daily basis. Anxiety and attention. Let's talk together about anxiety and attention. Anxiety can have a major impact on attention, concentration, and classroom and functioning. Children experiencing anxiety often spend a significant amount of mental energy worrying about mistakes, not making them, but still like worrying, is it happening or it's not happening? I don't want to do mistakes. I want to do the best. I'm perfect. This can be like related to anxiety. Mistakes outcomes, peer interactions, perceived threats. As a result, the brain becomes focused on monitoring stress and danger rather than learning. So the child is anxious, sitting in the classroom thinking, anxious, worrying about other stuff. Definitely his attention will not be like fully with the learning, and it will be like thinking about other things in the survival mode instead of be fully engaged with the learning that is happening in the classroom. This may present forgetfulness, restlessness, task avoidance, perfectionism, overthinking, or difficulty concentrating. An anxious child may appear tentative or disengage when they are internally overwhelmed and struggling to manage persistent worry. Okay? Okay, let's move to the next slide. So let us talk now about depression and how it can affect learning. So children experiencing low mood may show these symptoms like low energy, poor concentration, lack of motivation, reduced participation in the classroom, social withdrawal, increased irritability, declining grades, and we cannot say it easily like he's depressed. It doesn't work like that. I think always what I like about Dubai schools, like when they are facing such a thing, they have a system. They have the counselors, the SAOs, the student officers, the principal's assistants. They do referrals. And this is something, if the teacher notices, it's very important for you always to report it. Like, I see something not right, or I see this child has changed. These symptoms, I see it. You need to report it to the parents, report it to the principals, report it to the counselors in the school. Let them come, let them interfere, let them do observations in order to help the child instead of leaving them alone. There's something I would like to talk about, and I see it a lot actually, the quiet children in the classroom. That whenever you ask, sometimes, like not whenever, but sometimes when we ask the teachers about this child, they say, no, he's one of the best. He's so quiet. He doesn't do anything. But sometimes we need to think, is this the character? Or there's something behind this quiet child? Why is he quiet? It doesn't make sense to have a child for 2 terms, let's say, that sitting quietly, not talking, not engaging with you, not interacting with you in a classroom. This is something you need always to question it. Go talk to them. Go open a topic with them. Try to get to know the personality. Is there something that you need to report, or is it, okay, this is his character, he's a quiet person? This is something I would like you to keep an eye on. Depression in children is not always appear as sadness. Sometimes it appears as anger, exhaustion, or disengagement. This is also very important. Many children, they act fine in school, and deep inside they are depressed or going through hard times. This is why I always say having different people in the image with you is very important. Not only us educators, also having the counselors interfering is very important. Having the principals, the DSLs, the people who are looking after safeguarding in schools are very important to ask them for their opinion, because it's not about being sad and lonely and that's it. It can be in different ways, as I said here. Okay, so the impact of self-esteem on learning. I'm very sure like a child with a low self-esteem will not be like learning the best. We cannot generalize it, but we see it a lot. Sorry, take a sip of water. We cannot generalize it, but we see it. So children who believe they are not smart enough, or they always fail, or others are better than them, often they stop trying, or they stop putting any effort. Healthy self-esteem supports resilience, motivation, risk-taking in learning, persistence, and confidence. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to my voice. Okay, so healthy self-esteem. When we talk about resilience, I kept a whole slide about resilience. It's very important to build resilience in little ones and with adolescents, because it helps them a lot in the future to deal with their emotions, to deal with their daily life skills, and to deal with things that they face in daily life. So instead of saying you're not smart enough, or if you feel that child does not feel smart enough, encourage them. You're doing well. You're doing great. This is amazing. You can put more effort here. You can do better here. Help them. Don't allow the self-esteem to be low. Work on the well-being and improve it, so we can see the motivation, the risk-taking and learning. If they are confident, they will take risks. If they are not, they will just hide and wait for answers. They will be learning like Whatever you say, they will memorize, and that's it. We want confident children. We want them motivated. We want them with resilience. This is much better. Emotional safety in schools. So, do schools provide emotional safety? Definitely. And this is very critical and important. So, emotional safety is a critical factor in both learning and behavior. Children are more likely to participate, take academic risks, ask questions, and engage positively when they feel accepted. If I feel this teacher is judging me, I will not participate. And I want you just to take a quick moment and to remember, try to think about that special teacher who you felt yourselves around them, not feeling shy, not feeling worried about making mistakes because he gave you this space. It's fine to make mistakes. You can learn from your mistakes. So when you feel that you are emotionally supported, you will do better. You will take risks. You will answer. You will not care if you do wrong. And children, they do the same. Even us as adults at work, if you know your principals will help you or your SLTs or whatever, you will be more confident working. Children work the same. They should feel accepted, respected, emotionally supported within the school environment from everyone. We always talk about team around a child, parents, teachers, educators, SLTs, principals, everyone around them. They should provide them with these stuff. Research has shown that positive teacher-student relationships significantly improves emotional well-being, classroom behavior, school engagement, and academic outcomes. When students feel psychologically safe, they are better able to regulate emotions, recover from mistakes, and remain motivated in their learning journey. And as I said before, it's all connected as a piece of puzzle because they all rely on each other. This is happening from the teacher side. If you're providing, the student will be interacting more, the student will be engaged more, and they are going to be feeling safe around you in the school, and they will try to take risks with learning. They will interact more with you. So always try to be this safer zone for them instead of judging them or making them feel that, oh, you made a mistake. It's okay to make a mistake. Let them learn. They are there to learn, not to feel judged. The role of relationships. Relationships are very important in our children's life. One safe and supportive adult can significantly change a child's emotional roller coaster, let's say. If they are feeling this safer adult is providing them with good things, positive emotional support, they will be better. They can, as I said here, protective relationship can help them to regulate their emotions, to deal with them, to express them in the right ways and in the right pathways as well. You can help them to build resilience, develop confidence, improve the behavior, increase school engagement and connection before correction. This is very important. In many schools, we see like part of interventions right now, especially with children with behavioral records, like having one mentor that can help them to be a role model and can be their safer place and as an adult. It helped a lot. Like it helped these kids a lot to regulate feelings, to behave well, to think and reflect about their behaviors before making actions or making choices. And it showed that it worked a lot with teenagers, especially this thing. And always remember, connecting before correction. It's not about correcting them. It's not about blaming them or telling them you made mistake. It's about building this relationship, having this trust, having this safer zone for them with you, so they can feel that they have a safer adult around them that can boost their well-being and mental health. Emotion regulation skills. So children need to be taught how to identify their emotions, express feelings appropriately, calm their bodies, solve problems, ask for help, manage frustration, tolerate disappointment, and I want to go and explain them one by one. So what do we mean by identifying emotions? Many children, especially, I like to start working on these skills from little age, like little ones. With the little ones, it works like magic because not all families express their emotions like clearly. Sometimes we meet children that they know only I'm angry, I'm happy, I'm sad. That's only. It's very good to have, like in classrooms, there is these emotional charts or emotional zones. It has many emotions. It's good for them to get to know more emotions. So when they are worried, they would say, oh, I'm worried, I'm irritated, not only angry, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm enthusiastic, I'm lethargic today. There's many things, and there is many also. If you would like, later on, I can provide you some applications that you can use in your schools that provides daily emotional check-ins for students. Okay, express feelings appropriately. So we need to teach them how to do it correctly, even in their hard times. So if you are angry, irritated, that does not allow you, masalan, for example, to say bad words or to harm others or to be mean to others. It can happen, definitely, but we need to take the right approach and give them alternatives. Instead of doing this, instead of being mean or shouting, you can say, I feel angry because this and this happened, and I wish you did not treated me like that, or you don't talk to me in a disrespectful way next time if there is something happening. I'm giving an example. So always help them to express it correctly and give them always alternatives. Calm their bodies, how to deal with their bodies, how to breathe correctly. I feel breathing works good with children. With the little ones, we always teach them we always say, like, smell a candle from your nose or smell a rose and blow a candle from your mouth. It can help them to regulate, calm down, and deal with their bodies. They need also to learn problem solving skills. Your job in schools as educators or your job as parents, not to work as first aid kit. This is not your job. It's not okay, or you can do it a couple of times, but you cannot take this. I know it's easier for us, by the way, as adults, to just give them the solution and that's it, because you want to save time, you want to save effort and everything. But if you want to think wisely, you shouldn't work as a first aid kit. Sometimes they need to face these problems and to try to figure it out by themselves. This is part of learning how to solve problems or to get the skill. Let them face the problem, let them think, let them go through it, let them do a reflection. What can I do better, or what went wrong so I don't do it next time? We need also to teach them to ask for help. It's not something to be ashamed of, or you don't need to be shy about asking for help. If you need help, ask for help. We need to spread this in schools, like we are all here to help you, and we will always support you and give you the needed help. Manage frustration, and this is also a very important skill that they need to learn, especially if you see a boy or a girl that are not used to the no. They get frustrated if things doesn't go the way they wanted or the way they expected or how they wanted things to go. Here you need to tell them, no, it's fine. Sometimes things doesn't go the way we want. And maybe you need to rethink about it, to redo it in a different way in order to get what you want. Tolerate disappointment. This is the same. These are learned skills, not automatic abilities. Children, they don't come with these skills. They are not born with them, and they can learn some of them at home from their parents. And I feel because children, they spend a lot of times and hours at school, they will learn more from us as educators. Okay, executive functioning and emotional well-being. Executive functioning skills include attention control, organization, planning, emotional control, working memory, task intention, self-monitoring. Stress and emotional dysregulation can weaken executive functioning because if they are stressed, especially I see it with high schoolers, adolescents, when they are having exams or they are having big assignments or projects, they are very stressed about it. They reach the point they are stressed, so they cannot work on it. They don't know how to organize their time. They don't know how to plan for it anymore. What will help them there is to go through it step by step, helping them to organize their thoughts and to control themselves, to plan correctly, and to control their emotions. It's not about being stressed only. Relax. Let's take a breathe in, and let's have a paper and a pencil. Start putting your thoughts on a paper. It will help you. Helping them, providing alternative ways, providing skills will help them to function better, and this will affect their well-being and the functioning. Okay. The impact of sleep, nutrition, and routine. Also, this is something very important and part of well-being. Nutrition is part of well-being. Having a routine that children and adolescents can predict what is happening next. Their life is not uncertain. It's part of their well-being, and it improves their mental health. So emotional well-being is strongly connected to sleep quality, healthy nutrition, physical activity, daily routines, screen time balance. Don't keep the children on screens all the time. Give them breaks. Let them move. Parents, please, you need to have like a routine for them. Sleeping is something very important for children and adolescents, and also it affects the brain and their the growth hormone as well. Children with irregular routines may struggle with attention, mood regulation, behavioral control, learning stamina, and it does make sense because they are tired. They are moody because they did not sleep well. They are not eating well. They are physically not active because of what is happening in the background at home. And this is something also we need to keep an eye in schools and classroom. When you see change in the behavior, like a boy is sleeping, putting their head on the desk and sleeping, you should ask, why is this happening? Did you sleep well? Why you didn't sleep well? And offer solutions. Social media and emotional health or mental health in general, I feel like this is something is going and increasing lately nowadays. Like excessive social media use, it can impact our children negatively. Social media can be good and we can learn from it. We can get so many things. We can interact with the world, with our friends and everything. But still, I don't feel as Ata social media is where children should be, or where children should spend their time on it. Sorry, I moved it. Okay, why social media is not good for them? Like, you can tell me, Ata, they talk to their friends, they are playing Roblox with their friends, they are just checking each other on Snapchat. Excessive social media use may affect well-being because brain is constantly exposed and stimulated all the time. The comparison is working inside. They are comparing themselves to these influencers and what is happening on the social media. And the need to be online to validate, the online validation, this is something huge by itself. And the FOMO, I don't know if you heard about FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out. We see it a lot, like happening to adolescents. They have fear. I cannot miss what's happening. I cannot miss to know everything, where my friends are going, where they are eating, this influencer, what is he doing? They want to know everything. They don't want to miss anything. Imagine how stressful is this for them. This can increase stress, reduce the focus, disrupt the sleep, because the brain is busy, the brain is stimulated, and makes students more emotionally reactive and distracted in real life and interaction. And this can affect their mental health directly. Because if I am a teen sitting on social media, checking Instagram all of the time, and I see these models, these photoshopped ladies, the clothes, the gifts they are receiving, definitely I'll be anxious about myself. Definitely, I will have low self-esteem. Why I'm not like that? Why do I have a pimple? Why my skin is not perfect as they are? And imagine convincing them and explaining to them these are filters. This is not real life. This is not how real life is. So it can contribute to anxiety, sleep disruption, comparison, and low self-esteem, reduce attention span, emotional dependency, academic distraction. Healthy digital boundaries are essential for our children and adolescents, whether in school, at school, or at home, are essential. Trauma and learning. Trauma can affect learning a lot. Children who experience trauma may become hyper vigilant, struggle with trust, react strongly to stress, appear irritative, avoid participation, have emotional outbursts because they are traumatized. They went through something they did not like regulated correctly or dealt with it correctly. Children who experience trauma often remain in consistent state of alertness. They are always on alert because their brain is trying to protect them from potential danger that might happen or traumatize them again. This might cause them to become hyper vigilant, as I said. They are always ready and watching for threats or reacting strongly to situation that can be very small and doesn't need that reaction. Okay? Trauma can also affect trust and emotional regulation. Some students may appear inattentive, withdrawn, avoid participation, or have emotional outbursts because they are struggling internally rather than intentionally misbehaving. Stress can feel overwhelming for them, making it harder to them to focus, learn, and manage emotion effectively. This is why trauma informed approaches are important in schools. Creating safe, predictable environments for them are very helpful. It can help the students to feel secure, regulated, and more ready to engage in learning. Supporting emotional well-being at home. This is something very important. Parents can support their children by many ways, not only these ways, but this is the one I would love to mention. Listening without judgment, validating emotions, let them talk about their emotions, and you should validate them. I understand that you felt sad when this happened. I understand your fears. Validate them. Creating predictable routines, encouraging open communication. Please do not be too strict. A strict family will encourage a child to be a liar. Open the communication, let them talk, let them feel that you are the safer place for them. You are the caregivers, you are number one for them. The most important thing that to them to feel safe around you and they can talk freely. Limit excessive pressure, modeling emotional regulation. They learn from us. We are role models to our kids, so be a role model. Praising effort than perfection. Oh, you got 29 out of 30. You should have got 30. Don't do that. It's not good. It's not going to help. Spending quality time together. It's not, I know we are all working mothers and parents. It's not about how long you stay. It's about the quality time, what you talk about, how you support them at home. And now I want to talk about supporting emotional well-being at school. School can support students through safe classroom environments, positive teacher-student relationship, SEL program. SEL is social emotional learning programs. The majority of schools in Dubai are adopting this SEL now because part of the agenda, UAE agenda. It's very important because it's teaching them skills like emotional skills and social skills, which is amazing. Counseling support at school. Counselors are very essential in each school. Emotional check-ins, flexible support strategies, early intervention, collaborative communication with the family, and always remember, when we do the early intervention, the early is the better. You will get better results. And here are some strategies to improve attention and emotional regulation. Movement breaks, visual schedule, chunking tasks, calm corner inside the classroom, mindful activities, emotional check-ins, breathing exercise can help, positive reinforcement, reduced overwhelm, and there is many a lot. Yani, if you ask, if you did a little bit of search on Google, you will get more and more, I'm sure. And I want to talk about resilience. Resilience is something I believe in, and it's very important for children to build resilience in them. Resilience is not something children are simply born with. This is something we need to teach them and develop it gradually through supportive relationships, meaningful experiences, and emotional guidance from trusted adults. Children build resilience when they feel emotionally safe, valued, supported during both success and challenges. Resilient children are not children who never struggle. Rather, they are children who learn that difficulties can be managed, mistakes can be overcome, and emotions can be understood and regulated. When adults respond with patience, encouragement, and consistency, children begin to develop confidence in their ability to cope with setbacks and face challenges more effectively. And this is what I said before. As parents and educators, you're not first aid kit. Let them face some struggle. Let them face some difficulties. It does not mean that children with resilience did not face it. It's the opposite. They faced it and they got the correct ways how to deal with it from their adults with patience, encouragement, consistency. They gave them the emotional support and taught them that mistakes can happen and we can overcome it, and everything, all difficulties can be managed. Allowing children opportunities to problem solve, express their emotions or themselves, recover from failure, and ask for support helps strengthen emotional resilience over time. These experiences teach children that challenges are normal, part of growth, and that they can move forward even during difficult moments. Building resilience is one of the stronger protective factors for long-term emotional well-being, academic success, and healthy social development. And this is why I gave you a whole slide about it. Here, I want to talk about support school-home collaboration. Additional support may be needed if emotional or behavioral difficulties persist over time. And this is something that can be part of the collaboration between the school and home. This is very important and part of well-being, because if the school is working on the child like from one side and parents are working from another side or not working, for example, I don't think we can reach to the best results of emotional and behavioral stability. Let's say strong collaboration between schools and families is one of the most important protective factors for children and adolescents. Consistent communication, shared strategies, emotional supportive environments help students feel safe, understood, and supported both academically and emotionally. When children see the important adults around them working together to help them, to support them, they often experience greater emotional security, improved confidence, and stronger engagement in school and at home as well. So, as a child, I see them all working to support me and help me. This will give them a boost. It will give them a boost. It will make them more confident. Okay? So my wish is to support each other, collaborate with each other as families and school, and do the best. Always put the child in the middle. Our most important thing is the child, our main concern. We want to do best for them. We want to help them. We want to support them. We want them to have good mental health. And that's it in general. And I will move to the next slide. It's about questions. If you have any questions, please write for me in the chat and I will answer it.
Hi, Ata. Thank you so much for this informative webinar. I think there are no further questions from the participants.
Okay. Then I will share this slide with you. Thank you. Thank you for your continued commitment to supporting every child's potential. Thank you for attending this webinar, and I hope it was useful and helpful for you and you learned something new from it. This is my Instagram account if you want to follow me. My name is Ata. I always provide advices, tips, and I talk about different topics there. And inshallah, we'll see you in other webinars as well.
Thank you, Ata. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here and on YouTube live stream. We will be sending you the replay, and please stay tuned for the TDCC announcement, including the next webinar schedule. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Once again for joining us today. Before we conclude, we would also like to take a moment to share some of the services, programs, and upcoming initiatives available at the Developing Child Center. Upcoming webinar series. As part of our continued commitment to raising awareness, promoting education, supporting child development, and empowering families, TDCC continues to present insightful webinar topics led by expert speakers and practitioners. Our core educational programs. Beyond our webinars, TDCC also offers a range of educational and therapeutic programs designed to meet the unique needs of every child. Early Intervention Program. Our Early Intervention Program in Abu Dhabi supports young children in building essential developmental, communication, social, and learning skills during the most important early years of growth. Intensive Educational Program. In Dubai, our intensive educational program provides structured and individualized support for children who need focused intervention to strengthen their learning, behavior, and school readiness skills. The program offers Early Intervention Program, School Readiness Program, and Life Skills Program guided by our multidisciplinary team. Psychology and Family Support Services. At TDCC, we also understand the importance of emotional well-being, behavior, and family guidance in a child's overall development. Psychology Services. Our psychology services help children and families better understand emotions, behavior, development, and mental well-being through professional guidance and support. Educational Psychology. Our educational psychology services help identify learning needs, cognitive strengths, and challenges so children can be better supported in school and beyond. Parenting Services. Through our parenting services, we empower families with practical strategies, guidance, and support to help them confidently navigate their child's developmental journey. Counseling for children, teens, and adults. We also offer counseling for children, teens, and adults, providing a safe and supportive space to work through emotional, behavioral, social, and life challenges at every stage. Social, emotional, and behavioral assessments. Our social, emotional, and behavioral assessments help identify the emotional and behavioral factors affecting a child's daily functioning, relationships, and success at home or in school. Comprehensive assessments. To better understand each child's individual needs, TDCC also offers a range of specialized assessments. Multidisciplinary assessments. Our multidisciplinary assessments bring together different specialists to provide a holistic understanding of a child's strengths, needs, and developmental profile. Developmental assessments. Our developmental assessments help identify a child's progress across key areas such as communication, motor skills, social skills, and learning. Dyslexia assessment. This assessment helps identify signs of dyslexia and provides valuable insight into a child's reading, spelling, and language-based learning needs. Speech and language therapy assessment. Our speech and language therapy assessment looks at a child's communication abilities, including understanding, speaking, listening, social communication, and speech clarity. Occupational therapy assessments. Our occupational therapy assessments help identify challenges related to sensory processing, motor skills, attention, coordination, and everyday independence. Sleep assessment and intervention program. This program helps identify sleep-related challenges and provides practical strategies to support healthier sleep routines and better daily functioning. Psychomotor therapy. Psychomotor therapy supports the connection between movement, emotions, behavior, and learning. Through guided activities, it helps children strengthen body awareness, coordination, emotional regulation, confidence, and overall participation in everyday life. Speech, language, and communication support. Communication plays a vital role in every child's confidence, learning, and connection with others. That is why TDCC offers a range of services to support speech, language, and communication development. Speech and language therapy. Our speech and language therapy services support children in developing communication, understanding, expression, articulation, and social interaction skills. Feeding therapy. Our feeding therapy supports children who experience difficulties with chewing, swallowing, food acceptance, or mealtime routines in a supportive and gradual way. Play therapy. Through play therapy, children are supported in expressing feelings, processing experiences, and developing emotional regulation through the natural language of play. Occupational therapy and daily living support. TDCC also provides occupational therapy and daily living support to help children become more confident, regulated, and independent. Occupational therapy. Our occupational therapy services help children improve the skills they need for daily life, including play, learning, motor coordination, attention, and independence. Sensory integration therapy. Through sensory integration therapy, children who have difficulties processing sensory information can become more regulated, focused, and comfortable in everyday settings. Handwriting program. Our handwriting program helps children strengthen the fine motor, visual motor, and coordination skills needed for clearer and more confident writing. Toilet training program. Our toilet training program provides structured support to help children build readiness, confidence, and independence in toilet training. Listening therapy. Our listening therapy is designed to support attention, auditory processing, communication, and learning through targeted listening-based intervention. Tomatis therapy. We also offer Tomatis therapy, a sound-based intervention that supports listening, attention, language, emotional regulation, and overall brain development. Specialized therapeutic interventions. For children who may benefit from more targeted intervention, TDCC also offers a number of specialized therapeutic services. Neurofeedback therapy. Our neurofeedback therapy helps train the brain toward healthier patterns that can support attention, regulation, emotional balance, and overall functioning. Neurolink process therapy. Our Neurolink process therapy supports brain-body connections that can positively influence regulation, learning, attention, and emotional development. ABA therapy. Our ABA therapy uses evidence-based strategies to support communication, learning, behavior, social skills, and everyday independence. The Aerosmith Program. An evidence-based cognitive training program that strengthens the brain's learning functions to create lasting change. It is done online and available for children, teens, and adults. Educational therapy. Our educational therapy provides individualized support for children who need help with learning skills, academic confidence, and school-related challenges. Dyslexia and Dysgraphia Intervention Program. This supports children with reading and writing difficulties through targeted intervention that builds stronger literacy and written expression skills. Summer Intensive Program. During school breaks, our Summer Intensive Program offers focused support to help children continue progressing in key developmental and academic areas. Phonics Boot Camp. And through our Phonics Boot Camp, children can strengthen foundational reading skills by building confidence in sounds, letters, decoding, and early literacy. Parent and caregiver empowerment. At TDCC, we believe that empowering families is an essential part of every child's progress. Caregiver training. Our caregiver training equips parents and caregivers with practical tools and strategies to better support a child's development in everyday routines. Empower Me program. Through our Empower Me program, families receive knowledge, guidance, and hands-on support tailored to their child's unique needs.